as so many of your films are, and I recently screened one of my favorite actors who passed recently, of course, Jack Lemmon, Save the Tiger. Maybe as good a top 5 performance of an actor I've ever seen. And you've gotten quite a few Oscar-nominated performances out, and he won, of course, Jack Lemmon did. Take us into that a little bit with working with the great Jack Lemmon, what he was like, and because you just capture the essence of an America that we're kind of revisiting again. You know, it shook me in my boots. You know, kind of doubting the dreams, doubting the thing. Are we as good as we are? Can we be good again? You know, that whole pull that you do.
Well, Lemmon was a peach. I was
nice man,
very, very nice guy, and this was my first Hollywood movie and first union movie. And when I went out to L.A., I was living in New York at the time, to audition for Jack, because the reason we were making the movie was that he responded to Steve Shagan's brilliant script. And Steve had said, you know, Jack, they're not laughing anymore, so you got to do something that shows that you can do it. So Jack said yes to Steve Shagan. And Steve had seen Joe and recommended me on the basis of Joe to Jack Lemmon. So when I went out to meet Jack, I said, now, I've always enjoyed your movies, but if you want me to direct it, I don't want to see you in this.
You don't want to see the Jack Lemmon that you've seen before.
Right. And
you don't want to see Some Like It Hot. You don't want to see any of that.
Right, and he knew what I was talking about. And he said, okay, kid, you keep your eyes open. And we'd come to the end of a take, and I'd say cut, and I wasn't smiling, and he said, you want me to do without the eyebrow? And I said, yeah, without the eyebrow. So he was delightful, and if he would make a suggestion that I didn't respond to immediately, he said, hey, you want to do that, you go ahead. Me, I think that stinks.
So he was divorced from the ego. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely. He was just, I was so fortunate to get somebody like that, and there are very few stars that are like that. So
he believed in the work and the craft and the greater good of the ends.
Yes. I was very, very fortunate.
But I want to stay on Save the Tiger just a little bit longer because it deserves. I could talk a half hour on this film. It just, you know, the whole success story. Delve into that a little bit about kind of searching for the, you know, you're a guy that's in a lot of your films, you know, Rocky, The Karate Kid, the American dream, you know, the underdog. This man's achieved the dream, so to speak, but he's kind of questioning himself. How does it relate to today? Do you see a lot of that going on right now, where we're at?
Well, Jack Lemmon's character, Harry Stoner,
perfect name too.
The American dream turned into a nightmare for this fellow,
right.
And we're seeing that happening today.
So many people.
So the two periods are very similar. The early '70s and today. And it was a very sad story.
Oh.
His descent into near bankruptcy and going nowhere marriage, and he would seek refuge in baseball. And
I love those scenes when he's going through the lineups of
right.
the names when he's talking about you know, they're high in that one scene, and they're DiMaggio and Gehrig. It's just a beautiful.
Yeah. Now Steve Shagan's script was brilliant, and Jack responded and gave a brilliant performance.
And that fabulous last line with the kids there.
Right. Yeah, he'd always dreamt of being a ball player or playing the drums in a jazz band, and finally he has to burn down the factory to get the insurance money and keep meeting the payroll, and he walks out into Roxbury Park and sees these
little leaguers
playing baseball, and one of them hits the ball towards him, and he steps up and he picks it picks up the ball and throws it back, and a kid looks at him and says, "Hey, mister, you can't play with us." Oh,
with the fence there.
Heartbreaking.
It's gorgeous.
Very, very, very sad movie.
It's sad, but it's so well done, so well crafted. The gentleman who is in the scene about about burning down the factory, who he meets in that theater, I just thought that it played so beautifully. He was also in Rocky, was he not? As the ring announcer. What is his name? I didn't have a chance to.
David Thayer.
Oh,
and he's been in a few movies that I made, and a terrific actor.
He plays that shadowy character
right.
in the dark,